So I thought that watching it yesterday, Barbara and Jon are kind of extreme, like extreme gender stereotypes, where they are extreme versions of what they think a guy and a girl should be like. Do you think that Barbara's sort of distaste and disdain for porn plays into that? Like, is that part of it? Do girls think that guys watching porn is gross, or girls shouldn't be watching porn, or was that just a function of her character?
I mean, I think girls watch porn. They probably watch more porn than guys do. I mean, and I think actually, if I mean, and we talked about this a little bit, but I think that if the main problem that Barbara has is that, you know, she's being lied to, and that's what really. I mean, I think if they had a conversation about it or whatever, maybe she would be more accepting of. I mean, obviously not his addiction, but whatever. Maybe she would just think, oh, that's like gross or whatever. But the fact is, maybe she could have had her opinion changed or like her mind expanded or I don't know, whatever. But the problem is really that he's lying to her. It's not that she's like so against porn that it's like that's not what devastates her. It's just the fact that he's someone that she didn't know, didn't expect. I think she's so totally shocked by it, and or didn't want to see or wasn't curious about. I mean, that's the problem. But it was he's basically it's like for her it's almost like her boyfriend has like a family up the block that she never knew about or something.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it's like he suddenly appears to be a completely different person than she wanted to see or imagined, and I think, but I think girls do much more. I don't think that's necessarily the point you were trying to get across, was that women don't like porn or that it's disgusting to them or whatever.
No, sure, and I don't think that either Jon or Barbara are meant to be, well, all girls are this way and all boys are that way. I think these are two examples of characters that, like you said, are really intent on fitting into dominant ideas, conventional ideas. There's the character that Julie plays, Esther, is an example of someone who's very much her own person.
Yeah, which is why I liked it. I mean, upon reading the script, the great thing about Esther is that due to her circumstances, she's someone who can't be anything less than 100% authentic, which is a hard thing to be. But because of where she is, she doesn't have the energy or the strength for anything else, So she literally is going from moment to moment. And Joe wrote her in contrast to these other characters who are very much trying to have their behavior circumscribed by a gym culture, by a club culture, by a romantic comedy culture, a porn culture, a religious one. There are all these things we set up to kind of we think they're guidelines, but they can entrap you as well.
Good morning. This is for Joseph. What did you find most challenging about wearing so many hats on this project?
Well, the hardest part was the very beginning alone, because I think anytime you set out to make something, anybody is going to be confronted by those voices in your head that say, you don't need to do this, someone else could do this better, you should probably just quit right now. And certainly I met those voices too, and those are difficult to overcome. I think the only reason I did finish writing the script was just because I was having a lot of fun doing it. And I sort of just like, well, maybe it won't come to anything. I'm not going to worry about that now. This is making me laugh. I'm having a good time, so I'm going to keep writing it. And then once I had a draft, I started showing it to people. And once I got some positive feedback, Scarlett was one of the first people that I showed it to. And when she really liked it, and we had these really interesting conversations based on what I had written, those voices of doubt started going away and being replaced by voices of real people. And there was still a ton of work to do, hard work, but from that point forward, it is a different kind of challenge.